You know what? Nintendo was in a really weird spot this E3 because the fact that we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and even though life seems to be going back to normal, it still was going to be very difficult for them to put together a show that was actually going to be really high quality and have a lot of releases that we were all excited for. But somehow they still managed to pull through and give us an absolutely excellent show by the pandemic standards and by overall gaming standards that they've set for themselves in the past. I was really impressed by this show, and I'm going to talk today about my favorite things that we saw in the E3 2021 Nintendo Direct. So let's get started. First, and before everything else, I just want to say Shin Megami Tensei 5 looks absolutely incredible, and all the leaks saying that it was coming November 12th happened to actually be true, which I think is crazy, considering the fact a lot of people were doubting Persona Central when they actually said that. Honest to God, the gameplay looks absolutely super fluid. The graphics look downright gorgeous. The animations and everything. I mean, I can't even talk right now. I can't even believe that this game's actually happening. It just feels like such a thing that we've been waiting so long for, that it's going to be so nice to actually have the game out, to actually own it, to actually physically hold it. Pre-orders open June 21st, 2021, and I would recommend you all pre-order it. Now, I still think the date it's coming out is kind of a bad date, just because the fact that it is very close to the Pokemon release date. But you know what? I seriously think that if any Shin Megami Tensei mainline game was going to sell super well, I feel like this is the one to do it. This is the one to break through, and this is the one to make its statement. I think that Shin Megami Tensei 5 could be one of the best JRPGs of this generation, and I'm seriously looking forward to it. And that's why I wanted to open up this video with this, because I had an instant smile on my face, and out of everything they were showing off this year, even other things we'll get on this list later, I gotta say this is my most hyped game of the year, and it's not even close. Now, 2022 is absolutely packed with stuff. We got some stuff to talk about there also, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep it with 2021 stuff for the start of this video. Now let's move on to the next thing, but I thought I just wanted to make this first part of the video all about Shin Megami Tensei 5, because the fact that we've been waiting so long for it, and the game finally has gameplay footage released, and it does not just look like a 3DS game. It looks like a full-fledged Switch high definition experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. Alright, let's get on to the next thing on my list. I don't think that you guys are going to argue with me here when I say that Metroid Prime 4 would have been nice to see. But you know what? We got something else that was really cool, and it is my second most hyped game on the Nintendo Switch for 2021, and I'm actually going to talk about it right now. Metroid Dread. The game looks absolutely incredible, and can we talk about those amiibo? I am definitely buying those. There is no chance I can actually go without those. Those amiibo are actually incredible, and I would love to have them on my shelf, and I will have them on my shelf. Those amiibo are definitely amiibo that I need to own, just because the fact that I think when it comes down to it, they're some of the best amiibo ever. But enough fawning over the amiibo. Let's talk about the fact that the gameplay looks absolutely incredible, and I seriously think that for being the first Metroid game in over 19 years that's not a Metroid Prime game or a 3D game to be a 2D Metroid game, I'm seriously excited about it. A lot of people I know are excited about it. I've been getting hit up on, Twitter and everywhere else talking about this game, and it just seems like a lot of people are really excited about it, me included. I gotta say, I was not expecting them to do that. Metroid Dread, if I'm not mistaken, was a game that was supposedly rumored to come out around like a decade ago, and it never happened, so we thought they were all wrong. And look, maybe it was in development hell, I don't know. Or maybe they quit making it for a long time and then decided to kind of return to it, and maybe that's what happened there. I don't know what's going on with that at all. All I know is that the game is definitely coming out, and it's coming out October 8th, and I will be picking it up along with the amiibo. And I seriously think, right, that if you guys want more Metroid content and you guys do not want Metroid to go 19 years between 2D releases, you all have to buy the game if you're interested in it. You guys have to buy it because this game has to sell well, or else Nintendo's going to leave another 19 years before they make another Metroid game that's actually new, that's not some sort of a remake or some sort of a retelling or something else, because let's face it, they have not done anything original in a really long time. This is Metroid 5, and I am here for it, and I'm super excited to dive into it October 8th. Now let's get into the 2022 stuff, because I seriously feel like most of the stuff at this show was for 2021, but there definitely was a couple things that were 2022 that we definitely cannot forget about, like one of the biggest games of all time. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is actually coming out, and it's still called the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They still have not given us a name for it. All they've given us was some brilliant gameplay. The game looked really cool and everything like that. I gotta say, I'm really excited about this. I feel like I just keep saying that. Nintendo kicked it out of the park. They knocked it out of the park with this, and I'm super impressed by what they've done here. But the sequel to The Legend of Zelda, or Breath of the Wild 2, whatever you want to call it, everybody, it looks absolutely incredible, and I seriously am so excited to play this game. It just makes me so mad we're going to have to wait till 2022. 2022 is shaping up to be the best year for Switch, everybody. We have so many good games. Pokemon Legends Arceus, Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the sequel, and we had Splatoon 3. I mean, there's so many good games coming out. And you know what? They said they're aiming for a 2022 release, which does make me fear that they will delay the game, because if you didn't know, Nintendo delays games a lot, and I think it's definitely a possibility that we could definitely see a delay here. I don't want anybody to go out thinking, oh yeah, this game will for sure launch at this time, because there is a high likelihood that it literally will not. Those were my biggest hyped things that I saw at E3 in 2021. I thought that Nintendo did pretty good, but I also wanted to say a couple disappointing things that I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see some Monolith Software stuff. I would have liked to see Xenoblade Chronicles, something in that department would have been really nice. Maybe they're saving that for next year or the year after that. I would have liked to see some Animal Crossing New Horizons support. Like an update or something like that. I would have liked to see The Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary, anything whatsoever. I mean, that would have been really nice to see. It seems like all we're getting is Skyward Sword, which is cool, but also it's like, come on, you got to give us more than that. I mean, look what you did for Mario. But I mean, I don't want them to do what they did for Mario. I don't mean it like that. No, I don't want them to take it away and all that. But I'm saying they made a way bigger deal about Mario than they did Zelda. Zelda is now one of their tentpole franchises, as if it wasn't already. But I'm saying now it's selling like super well. And they need to start treating it like it is what it is. And I seriously think that, you know what, honestly, the lack of Donkey Kong support was a little bit sad too. But for the most part, I gotta say, for being in a pandemic, for not having gone to work, for doing remote work for a lot of these titles to getting them out the door, I'm super impressed. And I know I only highlighted 3 titles in this video, but you have to understand, this were just my most hyped. This wasn't everything that I thought looked cool or everything that I would pick up. These were the most hyped things that I saw at the actual event. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to drop me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Nintendo, I think you did good. I'm really impressed. And I'm looking forward to the rest of 2021 and 2022 for more excellent games. Thank you for watching the video. Again, Jimmy out of here.